our next power talk is from Weili.
Hello everyone, my name.
I'm trying to go forward here. All right, from Weili Xu from PNNL is going to share with us, can I automate code compliance?
Hello everyone, my name is Weili Xu. I am the lead software developer for the OpenStreet standard PRM measure. So in this project, our mission was to create a magical measure that can transform the energy model in the OpenStudio to a baseline model following ASHRAE 90.1 performance rating method. What does this measure can do? It can adjust your window-to-wall ratios. It does swap your proposed HVAC systems to the PRM prescribed ones. You can also identify the zones that with those pesky high internal load gains that needed a separate HVAC systems in the baseline model. And it can do a lot more than that thanks to our dedicated engineers and more importantly to the users and the support from our communities, which I wanted to share two stories to demonstrate this. The first part is the compliance data. The compliance data are the data that you extracted or you derived from the codes and the standards. Some of the compliance data will be in your energy model, but some don't. For an automation process that heavily relies on the energy models from users, this could be a problem if we don't get enough compliance data. So how our engineer deal with this? A straightforward solution, ask user questions. So we develop a set of these spreadsheets loads with all these predefined questions. The name, let the user fill in the building area name, and asking a question whether this building is exempted from making the rotation. Simple, right? Turns out if you ask the user a question, you may get a question back. And the uncertainty in the responses from the users causes utter chaos in our automation process. How do we fix that? We remove the question mark. We add underscores between the letters to make it more like a machine-readable languages. And all of a sudden, you see a much more predictable answers from the user, true and false. What we learned from this lesson is automation process is very sensitive to the data. It fills up with uncertainties, it fails. So we need to work with our users to turn those unpredictable responses into the predictable responses. The second story I want to share is about the missing data. Missing data could cause the automation process to fail completely. And the solution we put out here is just let the user know the issue. This story came from a user that we worked long ago, and he had tried multiple times of our PRM measures and never succeed. One time he sent this screenshot and saying, hey, this measure is accessing a path in his laptop that he never aware of. But trust me, this is not some hacking messages. It's a thing that, it's basically a message from Ruby that telling the user that there's a data that it's looking for, but it's not there. In the energy modeling context, it's a space definition type is not created for that space. But the message is not very helpful, and even you do this in the automation process, it's hard to actually predict the space types. So what we did was to simply let it fail. We give a much clearer message to tell the user, hey, you need to put the space types into your space. So the user is happy because he knows what to do now, and he successfully run the PRM method. Along this journey, we actually encounter many similar stories like that. One thing is crystal clear is the path to the success automation is paved with the feedback and the support from our incredible community. And with that, I'm happy to say that the PRM measure is going to release in this November to the public for the first time. So back to the question, can automate the code compliance? PRM is just the first step to automating the code compliance. There's a great effort in the ASHRAE that will develop a standardized code compliance process. It's not only work for PRM, but also work for Title 24 as well. But we know that we can't make it alone to automate the entire process. We will need to get help from everyone in this community to make it happen. So the short answer to the question I posted here is definitely no. But I believe we can make it all together. Thank you for listening.